Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very special review, impressions of a knife that was loaned to me by an awesome channel member. Appreciate you, Crazy Roach, out there. Thank you so much, and if you get a chance, I mean, you know, give him a shout out and say thank you. I appreciate you, man, for allowing me to check out your knife. This is a pleasure to check out. Let me tell you why. This is a quiet carry Waypoint, but it's not just any Waypoint. It is one of those with the step milled hollow grind with that beautiful step pattern. Oh man, in Magnacut. We're going to talk about this. This is a really, really cool knife. So, you know, yeah, let's get into this. The knife name is the Waypoint. This is the large Waypoint. There was traditionally a smaller Waypoint, but this is the much larger one. And it is a big boy knife. We'll measure those measurements in a second. You'll see how big it is. You can see I have large hands, plenty of room for extra large, double extra large. I could choke up, and you could have quadruple extra large hands. I mean, I think Shaquille O'Neal could carry this knife. It is a liner lock, but I think it's more of a subframe lock because if you notice, there's a steel bar insert. Don't think there's an over travel stop on there. No, there's not. But sometimes they have those just because they have them. But that's a steel bar insert. It is G10 scales with texture, which is really nice, gives you good texture. It is contoured, as you can see. Beautiful G10, beautiful texture, which makes it very grippy. I love the way Quiet Carry does their clips. Those are fantastic. Who's the designer? It's Quiet Carry. Who's the manufacturer? We don't know, but I believe it's out of Taiwan, which is really phenomenal. So it makes this a really wonderful knife, and why they can do Magnacut, and their heat treat is pretty good. I think it's around 62 from what I hear. So that's outstanding. All right. It is a Waypoint large. Obviously, this was an exclusive. You won't get these, but the regular ones with the hollow grind are going to be similar. They're just not going to have this beautiful pattern here. So that was cool to check out. Those are very exclusive ones. Don't always get in on those. They're way more expensive sometimes, but it is cool to actually get a chance to feel that. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, the hardware, everything on here, it is, I believe this one is phosphor bronze. Yeah, phosphor bronze washers on here, and you can notice it has beautiful action for phosphor bronze, and you know it has the thumb studs, so that works out really nicely. And let's see here. I think I was doing the reverse flick earlier. Oh, it's a little late, and I'm not getting my hand in there. Hold on, there we go. All right. For some reason, I was having trouble all of a sudden, but it works really nicely left and right-handed carry, and obviously you can do the full. I can do the full reverse flick. It is left hand carry, so left hand tip up, right hand tip up, works really well. It is a reversible clip, which is nice. This is a T6, but these are T8s right there, and T8s, but this is a T6, so but that's all right. Works nicely. I love the Magnacut. I love the jimping all the way on the top. The jimping gets extended from the liners all the way there, and the liners are titanium. It is titanium. The clip is steel. The pivot is steel. Blade is steel, obviously. Wait a second. I'm not sure. Well, I think they're steel. Maybe it's LC200N or something like that. I think that's what it is. I think the lock bar insert is LC200N Z Finite, which is the name of the steel. The liners, yeah, liners are 6AL4V titanium, which is cool. Magnacut for the steel blade, which is really, really nice. Yeah, everything about this is really nice. So the thumb studs work really well. They're well positioned. You can get in. There's a nice cutaway, really easy access to get to it. Very comfortable in the hand, no hot spots anywhere. Everything's rounded beautifully. I like that about all the materials. And like I said, the action for phosphor bronze is ridiculous. It drops really, 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 really well. These are no longer available, but I know they're well over $300, so these would definitely be a little more expensive, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, let's get into the measurements of the knife. Let's see what we got as far as the weight on this bad boy here. All right, so this is 4.4 ounces, which is not bad. It is a pretty large knife, so 4.4 ounces I don't think is terrible. Let's go ahead and do a measurement on here, see the overall length. You'll see that why I say this is a large knife. It's called large for a reason. So overall length is just over, that's about 8 3/4 of an inch, all right? That's the overall length. Your handle, if you go right here with the cutaway, is about 4 1/3 of an inch, but if you choke up, which you easily can do, you almost get 4 3/4, almost 5 inches of handle grip. The blade from the tip to the top of the scale is about 3 3/4, just shy of 4 inches. The overall cutting length is about 3 7/16. Yeah. Maybe 9/16. 3 9/16. Yeah, I want to say 3 9/16. Just over 3.5 inches. So there you go. Blade stock thickness. Now, because the blade gets recessed really well, I'm going to go ahead and leave it out, and it works well because it does balance pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and measure that blade stock thickness. All right, so the blade stock thickness is 132 thousandths of an inch, 130 thousandths of an inch. So we're looking at 0.13 inches. Pretty robust. It's not super giant. You know, usually 120 thousandths of an inch, 0.12 inches is pretty standard. So it's a little bit bigger than normal, but I mean, it's a large blade. It's got a nice, robust tip. Goes to a pretty thin tip. Now, this is Magnacut, so it's going to be at 62, which is going to be really great. Very tough, very corrosion resistant. It's just shy of Vanek Super Clean. Otherwise, it's got great edge retention, easy to sharpen, super tough steel. So it's really, really cool. This is going to be a great knife for poking, you know, getting into dog food, cat food, mulch, fertilizer, cases of water, Christmas presents, anniversary presents, birthday gifts, and of course your Amazon packages and other packages. So really, really nice, very functional tool. Now, they call this a drop point, a clip point. I can see that. It's a clip point, drop point, but that shape and that milling is just fantastic. I love that. You know, if you get in one of the early releases, I definitely recommend to go check out Quiet Carry. Quiet Carry has been knocking it out, man. So their designs have just been phenomenal. There's another one coming out that I'm really hoping to get my hands on as well, and would love to share that with you guys so you guys can experience that with me. But that one is really cool. It was the Rain. Now, they had this early release. I missed it completely. So, you know, we'll have to see when they come out with the regular one. Because the large Waypoint, they now have the one without the step milling, right? It is just a smooth hollow grind. So, but definitely very cool. And I do like that a lot. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool knife. I like this. Very functional, very useful, very water, you know, salt water, if you will, type of knife. You don't have to worry about rusting and corrosion. So that's really, really cool. All right, so we talked a little bit about the weight, the length, the blade stock thickness. This definitely falls into the high end. It's less than 600, but it's definitely over 300. I think it was about 335, 345, 355, somewhere around there. I can't find this on their site anymore, but I know it's more expensive than the regular one. The one that they're selling right now is $295, but this one was with this particular one is $395. So if we were reviewing the regular one, it would be just under the high end, right? It would be high end is 300 to 600. Regular is going to be 100 to 300. So the regular one without this milling definitely falls into, it's a very top end of the regular, very bottom end of the high end. So, but let me tell you, I think it's absolutely worth it. Phenomenal knife. The action's great for phosphor bronze. I love this. Absolutely think it's fantastic. So, but it is a big boy. Is this EDC hard use? Yeah, I mean, for what it's intended, it's meant to be like a saltwater, water kind of knife. This is absolutely hard use. You got G10, great texture, really well-rounded, comfortable, contoured. You can definitely grip, work hard. It's got some great texturing up here for nice grippiness, so it'll definitely work well. It's got some pretty robust blade here. It is hollow grind, so, you know, it's not a chopping. You don't want to roll the blade, but that hollow grind is a beautiful slicer. Like if you get into rope, cut seaweed, you know, different things like that. Yeah, but I wouldn't shuck oysters with it for sure, but it is pretty phenomenal. So yeah, is it a collection piece? Absolutely. This particular one is specifically a collection piece because of that unique milling and the limited run of this. Absolutely falls in the collection piece. I think every one of my Quiet Carries are a collection piece. They're wonderful. I love them. I think they're just simply fantastic knives. So yeah, the design, the handle, everything is wonderful. The jimping is great. Thumb studs are phenomenal. There are the volcano type, easy to get to. You could put like some 6mm O-rings. I did that on my Drift L. I have those on there, and it looks really, really nice. I think you could do that on this. You could maybe put the black O-rings. I think black O-rings would really complement this black G10 nicely. Definitely something worth considering. And you don't have to do both. You can do one side. But here's the cool thing. it is a little recessed right here for that, and with this particular, you know, hidden subframe lock, if you will. Some people call this a liner lock, but you've noticed it really is a frame. Now these are liners technically, but it's like a subframe, right? These are liners, scales that are put on the outside, and you can see that all of this, for all intents and purposes, you could use this without the scales, but it does have the steel bar insert. It is titanium. Yeah, and the drop-in open action is beautiful. Really, really nice. Really great for hard use, I think so, yeah. So Fidget Factor, it is a thumb studs. Now the thumb studs work really well. It only has thumb studs. You can reverse flick it, forward flick it. I think all of that stuff works really nicely. I'm going to give the Fidget Factor a 3. I almost want to give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3. It's definitely a 3 on the Fidget Factor. Maybe a 3.25. Not quite a 3.5 to round up. About a 3.25. So it's good though. It is phenomenal. There's no other deployment method. So, you know, for some people that's great because it's very sleek. It's almost gentleman carry, very compact. So that's really nice. Now the Fidget Factor out of is it 100%? Is it 95? I would say this is a 95. This is solid A. Solid A. For me, it's because of my big meaty finger. Sometimes a little hard to get into this one. It's not quite as recessed, which I appreciate because this cutaway, notice the cutaway gives you great access. It's chamfered on the lock bar, which makes this very comfortable to fidget with. Really, really like what they did there. That's nice. It doesn't exhaust you fidgeting with this knife, so that can always be a problem. But it is a little challenging to get in there, so I'm going to give it an 8. That's the only reason why it doesn't have a 100. It's just the reverse flicking over here. Now the Waypoint is not typically a knife in my wheelhouse. I like other knives like the Drift and the IQ and the Drift LC and what are some of the other ones? The 9. Those are the types of knives that I like, but this is kind of cool. I mean, I'm really excited to have checked it out. I definitely wouldn't turn a blind eye to it, if you will. I would definitely enjoy this in my collection if I were to acquire this. But there are many of the other quiet carry knives that I like a little bit more, and I think I'd go after for those first. So that's where I stand. But yeah, so it's definitely an A in fidgety goodness. Overall thoughts, do I recommend this? It's hard for me not to recommend a quiet carry. I mean, it really is. I had one that I had some, I was kind of reserved about, but then I went on sale and I was able to fix the frame lock. And matter of fact, they even did it for me before they sent it to me, and it became phenomenal. So, I mean, even the one that I had issues with in the end was great, and it's part of my collection now. It's a large IQ. I love that knife. So, I mean, even when I've had an issue, I don't have an issue. So I don't know what to say. Quiet Carry seems to just be knocking it out of the park. At least for me, I enjoy their aesthetic. I enjoy their design. I enjoy their quality in their knives. Being that they're made in Taiwan, it's just it's nice to be able to get Magnacut and be heat treated relatively well. Now, I mean, this is 63, 64 HRC like you get with McNeese, or you might get with a Chris Reeve knife. No, it's not, but it's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. I think it's definitely worth your time. So I will say that. Yeah, so overall, I'm highly recommending it. I do like it. I think it's a great knife. Hey, if you have any questions about this knife or this review or the channel, please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I do love talking to you guys and appreciate those comments, and I do try to respond. It's part of the things I really enjoy about the channel, is having those conversations with you guys, because, well, I appreciate talking to you guys. I learn from you, and hopefully you learn a little thing or two from me, and at least you get my thoughts on certain knives, because I love to share that, and I love to experience those knives, because it's pretty cool. Hey, if you found this content fun, informative, interesting, or just good information, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to grow, to do more, to be become bigger and have more access to things, to ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to every one of you guys. And if you haven't already, maybe consider hitting the notification button as well, so you can be notified of future content. And I just want to say a big thank you to all my channel subscribers out there who watch the videos, who like the videos, who subscribe, who even get the notifications. Thank you to every one of you guys. And then also want to say a big shout out and big thank you to all my channel members. There are so many of you guys out there, and the channel is growing. I am so honored and humbled by it. Thank you to all the channel members. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you guys. And so, a way for me to say thank you, I don't ever want to feel anybody feels they have to become a channel member, but there are some who wanted to be channel members as soon as they could. And so I wanted to give a big thank you back to them, and I do offer a once-a-month giveaway to the channel members. And also, everyone gets a sticker once you become a member, and there is an exclusive sticker for the Uber nerds, and there will obviously be early release content, exclusive content, polls, and all sorts of stuff that I try to make sure that you channel members are just appreciated, because I appreciate you, and I'm humbled by you guys being members. So thank you. And if you're curious, you're interested, check out the description down below. There's 3 different tiers, a very introductory one, and if you want to be a big supporter, there's a 3rd tier. So I'd love to have you, but don't feel obligated in any way at all. Okay, so hey, if you found let's see here, I think that's it. Yeah. So also maybe check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week.